Every 60 seconds, 20 people are physically abused by an intimate partner. That's according to the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and for the last 20 years, the YWCA has designated 1 week in October as Week Without Violence to help raise awareness about this very serious problem. With us today is Dr. Dara Richardson-Heron, the CEO of the YWCA, the nation's oldest and largest multicultural organization. Thank you so much for being here this afternoon.
Thank you so much for having me. It's really a pleasure to be here.
You guys, look, you've been around forever, but you've also been doing wonderful work forever. Why is the issue of domestic violence such an important one for the YWCA? So important that you make a habit of taking this 1 week a year and calling people's attention to it?
Well, first of all, you know, our mission is eliminating racism and empowering women. And in order for women to be empowered, they have to feel safe. They have to have a safe place to live. They have to have a safe place to raise their children. And so at the YWCA, we recognize the importance of this issue because we see the women. We're the largest provider of domestic violence services in the nation. So we see these women when they come to us broken with their children, many of them homeless because they've left abusive environments. So not only do we focus a week in October or the month of October, we focus on this issue all year because it's so vitally important to women to make sure that they have safety in order to live healthy and productive lives.
And we have a tendency to think of married women, I think, a lot of times as having an issue, but this affects women of all ages.
Absolutely. Women of all ages, races, creeds, and you know, when we think about gender-based violence, which is violence against women just because they're women, there's so many other variables, oppressions, such as, you know, their race, their sexuality. Many of these things make it only worse. Their socioeconomic status make it only worse. So, you know, and then also, you know, well, you may not know, you know, 1 in 4 women will be impacted by domestic violence, but you may not know that there are so many other women, for example, women with disabilities, who are impacted. At least 40% of women with disabilities are impacted by domestic violence. Lesbian, gay, transgender women, you know, you may hear about sexual assaults on campus, but lesbian, gay, and transgender people have many more increased risks of domestic violence and intimate partner violence.
And are some of these women less likely than others to come forward or ask for help?
Well, the truth of the matter is no woman wants to come forward and ask for help because it's, you know, we see this as a private matter, but I'm so thankful that because of organizations like the YWCA, we are getting the word out. It's important to let people know what you're going through. No one wants to talk about it, but that's the only way that you can actually get the help that you need.
So talk to me about some of the services that the YWCA offers to various women.
Well, all across the nation, our YWCAs offer services as it could be safe housing, emergency housing, temporarily and permanent. We also offer financial empowerment. You know, a lack of financial security is one of the main reasons why women stay in abusive environments. And I hate that question, why do women stay? The real question should be, why do men think it's okay to abuse women? Because it is true, even though men can be abused, over 85% of the people being abused are women. But we teach financial empowerment. We also provide a job training so that women can be economically self-sufficient. We help them with some of the court issues. And so these are the things we work on, in addition to, you know, working on legislation to make sure that there are protections like the Violence Against Women Act or the SAFE Act, which is an act that makes sure that women have time off to go and take care of themselves after they've been abused and not fear losing their job. So we run the gamut from direct programmatic services as well as advocacy. And emotional support is paramount as well.
And I really want to touch on the issue of teenage girls, which is always so hard for me to hear that a teenager is being abused by a boyfriend.
Can you imagine?
And there's a lot of these girls. How are you able to reach out to them?
Well, you know what we want, as much as we provide services to women who are already impacted by domestic violence, at the YWCA, we want to do prevention. We want to get to young people, and even before teenage. We want to get to young people before they even form their own gender norms and help them understand that it's not okay for men to be abusive. It's not okay for women to be submissive. We're all equal, and we want to kind of make sure that we are doing the right thing by leading by example, teaching them what healthy relationships look like. So prevention is so important for us at the organization.
And I want to send folks to your website, YWCAWeekwithoutviolence.org. Talk to me real quickly, if you will, about some of the things they will find at that site.
Well, first of all, you'll find about some of the legislation we're working on. You'll find out about the YWCAs, and also you'll get toolkits on how you can help amplify the message of violence prevention in your community.
And the date, the Week Without Violence runs...
It's October 17th through the 21st. But again, at the YWCA and our YWCAs across the nation, we're focusing on this issue throughout the year. So go to our website, ywca.org. You'll get all the information you need, and you'll connect to the YWCA in your local area.
All right. Thank you so much for being with us this afternoon.
It's my pleasure, and thank you so much for the great work you do.
And I'm going to say the same thing to you.
Thank you.